the bottle. Just a gamble, if you lose, then your life in a pile. You can fail if you weak, not a 7-day trial. A bunch of booze for the weak, it's not Cinco de Mayo. Sending files, not the social for the link in the bio. Handle business, never taught like a stand in a trial. If you question about loyalty, I'm pressing them all. I can't stand the oil leak, cause the engine a stall. I push the button, spin the top like a medicine bottle. Keep it tight, my circle small, so it's easy to swallow. My jersey tailor-made, they don't get a run, they just meditate. I'm Hall of Fame, where the commercial shooting like it's Gatorade. I'm trying to find a message in the bottle, trying to calculate my steps on the dribble so I don't travel. On red carpet walking, I'm ready for Met Galas, not a fork in the road that I need. When I travel, I'm good. That's the mind of a soldier, a loner. They don't wanna try me when I'm focused. The metal start detecting whenever I'm getting closer. The franchise needed a future and I've been chosen right. The quiet type, not the one you wanna fight. A bunch of muscle under the flesh, this a murder site. Milani keeps sending me beats to feed my appetite. I'm working hard, benching the press to lose the sale like nigga. A bunch of booze like it's Cinco de Mayo. A bunch of bulls like fuck nigga.
Rather unique, you should rather retreat. Moving discreet, staying close to the heat. My ear to the streets. I'm keeping receipts, got proof of purchase. A rhyme merchant, close the curtains for certain the conditions worsen. I play the game like it's all at stake. Set the record straight, won't hesitate. You a featherweight, lemon meringue, cheesecake, and Louis V. I'm doing me, and you should be doing you. Put together 2 and 2, I'll ruin you. Bullets make you catch fire like Cali's Death Valley. Burn you like visceral fat, that's how I rap. Better learn to adapt.
Yeah, you could tell if she got it dead when you look in the bio. We in control, the staircase the only thing that spiral. Nigga, I'm up, how the fuck you think you my rival? Don't fuck around and get some shots like Cinco de Mayo. Head taps turning fades to Pico de Gallo. Drug dealers wrapping lambs like fries in a gyro. Nigga, I'm what they thought they was. A metal fork could be your outlet. Let's shock the plug. 3 for 10, tall, chubby nigga. No forgetting it in. Broken wash machine, stuck in the cycle. That's how we spin. Many men tried to make amends, but for that final cleanse, this wagyu tastes different when you eating with fake friends. A fake nigga in a new car, fake Benz. My pop had Adidas sweatsuits, cracking his top 10s. Trained to shoot the white out your eyes, right through the op lens. You ever write with so much conviction that shit could pop pins? My new watch, amphibious, band made of croc skin. My young nigga insidious, he'll do you hideous. You felt as an OG, bragging about who the litty is. Before I turn to you niggas, I hang it up and dig a ditch or run in the bank with a note that reads riddle me. This my man with the CSPO. He took his nephew piss, that shit still came back dirty. I'm like, the fuck is this? Explain me this. How a nigga bitch become your bucket list? Same fingers you used to point for gang, them the ones you twist. Round here, if them niggas want your watch, we gon' take your risks. Yeah, oldest story ever told. We turn shit to glitter, this graffiti on gold. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You just listened to Cinco de Mayo, a track off of Graffiti on Gold Part 2, D'Angelo Xavier, featuring the God Fahim, Lord Brunson, Fire, coming out July 1st, all streaming platforms. We're going to play it again after this. I don't think y'all really even listened to what y'all just was a part of, but that's unreleased. That ain't nowhere. I don't know if you're going to ever hear that anywhere else but over here. But we're going to hear it again when the stream is over. We're going to hear it again. Bullies, what up? 109 people in the building right now. We're going to let it brew. We're going to let it marinate. We got some things to discuss. The NBA draft was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I want to know y'all thoughts on that for a little minute. I want to know y'all thoughts about the Philadelphia Eagles 53-man roster as it is projected from one of these websites that I'm going to pull this data from. I just want to know what y'all think about a couple things, man. You know what I mean? This lunchtime with the bullies. Thursday, 4th of July next week. Why not give you some fireworks right now, man? Why not? Why not talk to a world championship fan base right now? Why do I gotta wait? I don't gotta wait. So let's get into it real quick. I want to start with the Philadelphia 76ers real quick. Let me share the screen real fast. Let's see what we got going on right here. VJ Edgecomb. Where you at? He's somewhere here. VJ Edgecomb. Let's see what we're talking about. Let's see what we talk about, VJ. VJ Edgecomb, right at the top. The newest guy drafted by the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm not upset about the pick. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. I'm not upset about VJ Edgecomb coming to Philly, man. I'm not upset about that. And I think if you are upset about it, I think it's something wrong with you. Quite frankly, to be honest, I think it's something wrong with you if you're upset about the Philadelphia 76ers drafting VJ Edgecomb. Now, this is how I feel about VJ Edgecomb, and I'm gonna give you a quick player comp for all my Sixers fans out there. I really think that he is comparable to Andre Iguodala. I really do. I think his skill set translates over to a guy like Andre Iguodala. You know what I mean? Don't have the craziest handle, always within control, wildly athletic. If you look at a bunch of his highlights and a bunch of things that, you know, people are posting about him, it's the athleticism. He dunking on people. You know what I mean? He runs the floor. He's fairly great defensively. I'm not saying he's an elite defender already, but he's a guy that's willing to defend. And that's how Andre Iguodala came into the league. Super athletic, willing to defend. But you got the best versions of Andre Iguodala when it was time to come in the playoffs, when he was a steady rock that you could depend on. But Golden State, he got Andre Iguodala got a Finals MVP under his belt. Not a lot of people say they dominated at that level of competition during that round in the playoffs, in the championship, I should say. So he's comparable to Andre Iguodala. I think he'll become a better shooter. Like Iguodala should start getting wet later on in his career. He wasn't the best shooter when he first was drafted and came over here to help out Allen Iverson. That's how long ago that was. You know what I mean? So in comes VJ Edgecomb at the third overall pick in the draft. Cooper Flagg went first. You know what I mean? I don't even remember who went second, but I had my eye on a couple of these guys. I had my eye on who was going first and who was going third. The biggest discrepancy for me is what Philadelphia 76ers fans are doing is saying things like, what's his name? What's the other guy? Somebody help me out in the chat. The 6'9" guy from was he in Rutgers? Bailey. If it was me, I would have drafted Bailey. I'm gonna tell you why. You need somebody that can come in here and shake stuff up. I like Edgecomb. Edgecomb is going to be a guy that's going to fall in line. You need somebody that could potentially replace Paul George, especially with all the chatter and things, people saying that Paul George wasn't even going to make it past the first round of the draft. He was going to be packaged up to move somewhere. I would have drafted Bailey. I understand people say that he ain't want to come here and he ain't want to do this, he ain't want to do that. He ain't even take a meeting with Ace Bailey. He ain't even take a meeting with the 76ers. But y'all got to be honest with yourselves. Why wouldn't he? We got too many guards, LB. Iggy took years to develop. Iggy was a small forward, though. Iggy 6'7" with long arms. VJ 6'5" with short arms. We need a 6'5". That's my sentiments. That's why I was leaning more towards Ace Bailey. 6'8", 6'9", long arms, can score from any spot on the floor, and he's not bad defensively at all. Potentially a guy that if Maxey is getting attention or Embiid is getting attention, Bailey you could draw a play for to shoot a game winner. He's that type of scorer. I don't think you could do that with Edgecomb. Edgecomb, in my opinion, at the next level, will be more of a role player. He'll be more of a role player. Now, we did just see a bunch of role players in the Indiana Pacers go to the finals. But I think Ace Bailey has superstar potential. There were red flags with Ace Bailey, if we being honest. There was red flags with Ace Bailey, if we being honest. Some of the red flags that I saw with Ace Bailey was letting his camp do too much of the determining of what he was going to do and where he was going to go. That was a red flag for me for sure with Ace Bailey. Not taking interviews. I think the NIL money, if you want to be honest, the NIL money has changed the way some of these guys look at these job interviews. Shador ended up in damn near the 5th or 4th round because he didn't take the interview process for his next job serious. Ace Bailey ended up in Utah because he didn't take the interview process serious. Both are talented guys. Ace Bailey already was saying, his team already came out saying, I don't want to play for the Charlotte Hornets. I don't want to play for Utah. I'm not even going to meet with the Sixers. Now look at the list of the teams that the 76ers have worked their way on. You want a list with Charlotte and you want a list with Utah. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be on lists like that. There's a reason why nobody might want to come to Philadelphia. There's a reason why coaches don't last. Coaches don't last. In my opinion, players aren't held accountable. They're not held accountable. It's not being taken of as a serious organization right now, because why wouldn't a young player want to come over here and make some millions in the city of Brotherly Love where AI used to play? Because we are not taken serious right now, and that hurts me to say that for real, for real. If it was me, I would have drafted Ace Bailey. People are saying, well, you don't want another Ben Simmons situation. Ace Bailey ain't Ben Simmons. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from VJ Edgecomb at all. I think he's a terrific athletic two guard. A terrific athletic two guard. I'm not taking nothing away from Edgecomb at all. I'm cool with the pick. I'm cool with it. But I think a potential superstar was sitting right there all due to miscommunication. People say, he ain't want to come here. Well, he don't have a damn choice if you would have drafted him. Stop giving these players choices. Stop giving them choices. Soon they're going to start getting blackballed. They're going to start getting blackballed soon. Oh, you saying you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, you want to do this, do that? Okay, then nobody's going to draft you. Because you think you holding all the cards. Soon these owners are going to start pulling stunts like that, and it's going to be very unfortunate for some of these players, man. When you could come over here, why would you not want to play with Embiid and Maxey and Paul George? Why would you? Ace Bailey would have been starting at the 4 probably next to Embiid. Think about that lineup. Maxey, Ace Bailey, Embiid, Paul George. That's a lot of length. Pause. That's scored at all levels. What are we talking about? Ace Bailey could have been what Chet Holmgren was for OKC. That's how I look at it. Ace Bailey, young at 18, is his sorry ass agent. I mean, I can't make no excuses for what it is. He's being told to do what he's supposed to do, and he doing. Hey, that's on him, man. That's on him. On to the Eagles news, though. On to the Eagles news. I think that you could win a championship with this 53-man roster as is. I think you could win the championship with this 53-man roster as is. We're going to go over the roster, the projected 53-man roster. We're going to talk about what needs to happen or what needs to change. But at the same time, I think this roster, as if you don't make any more adjustments, is good enough to contend and try to repeat. Not saying I wouldn't make no adjustments, but I think as is, this thing is good to keep on rolling if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and that got to be exciting if you ask me. Let me share the screen real quick. I think it's this one. Make sure y'all can see that. Hold on. I don't like that. Yeah, that's cool. So let's go through the 53-man roster real quick. Of course, the projected 53. Of course, you're going to have Jalen Hurts, Tanner McKee. Them keeping 3 quarterbacks, not likely to me. Not likely to me. I can see Jalen Hurts and Tanner McKee. I just don't see Kyle McCord making the roster, if you want me to be honest. Running back 4, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Dillon, Will Shipley. I don't think Ben Van Sumeren is going to be kept on as a running back 4. If he is kept on as a running back 4, it's to make space somewhere else because you can't have but so many linebackers or something weird like that. Maybe he's practice squad with Kyle McCord. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dotson, Johnny Wilson, Danny Gray. I don't even know what the hell Danny Gray is. Tight end 2, Dallas Goedert, Grant Calcaterra. I love the tight end room staying the same. Offensive line, we keeping a lot of offensive linemen from the looks of this projection. Mylotta, Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Kenyon Green, and Lane Johnson. So they're already anticipating Kenyon Green being a starting right guard next to Lane Johnson and in between Jurgens and Johnson. Tyler Steen should be starting in that spot if you ask me. Tyler Steen, Kendall Lamb. I like Kendall Lamb. Lakai Valkyrie, roster exempt. Drew Kendall, drafted rookie. Miles Hinton, drafted rookie. Cameron Williams, drafted rookie. A lot of the rookies are turning heads as well. Defensive line. This is a really, really, really good group. Jalen Carter, Moro Ajomo. Interior defensive line, Jordan Davis, Thomas Booker, Byron Young, and Ty Robinson, who I think will be an absolute stud this season. I think Moro Ajomo is also going to step into a totally, somebody going to earn some money from this room. We know Jalen Carter going to get paid. We know Jordan Davis most likely going to get paid, but you can't pay everybody. And I can see a situation to where Moro Ajomo is moving on, getting a bag somewhere, getting a bag. Edge rusher, Jalix Hunt, Azeez Ojulari, Nolan Smith, Josh Uche, Antoine Powell Raylan, drafted rookie. Josh Uche was the biggest winner from Bryce Huff getting traded to the 49ers. That's a good point. That's a good point. Josh Uche was the biggest winner. You know what I mean? So that almost guarantees a spot for somebody. I already felt like Azeez Ojulari was going to make it. A lot of people are talking about Josh Uche not really doing what he was, not really having a good season in about 2 years, but it is what it is. Zach Bond, Nakobe Dean will start the season on the PUP list, opening up a spot for somebody. Trotter Jr., Hattie Campbell, Samel Mondin Jr., drafted rookies, both of them. Dean is rehabbing without a knee brace, but his initial diagnosis required several months of rehab before he could return to running that practice. He's already rehabbing without a knee brace. Again, I've had this injury, the torn patella tendon. It takes a while, but these guys got different. Actually, a guy who did it for an NFL player did my surgery as well, but I ain't rehab like an NFL player. I ain't gonna lie. I sat around sipping yak, healing slow. Cornerback 6, Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, Keely Ringo, Eli Ricks, Adoree Jackson, Mac McWilliams. They plan to keep all the cornerbacks right now as is. You have no choice unless you bring somebody else in. You have no choice. Because if you bring somebody else in, that means Eli Ricks is on the rocks or Adoree Jackson is on the rocks. Safety, Lewis Sine, Reed Blankenship, Sidney Brown, Andrew Makuba. An offseason spent with his former Georgia teammate could give Sine a competitive advantage over Tristan McCullum and Maxine Hook. I want to see what Lewis Sine can bring to the table. Somebody is there that I feel like we lost CJ Gardner-Johnson, but somebody got to emerge as somebody. Whether it's McCullum, I always hear Fangio talk about him. I always hear Fangio talk about Tristan. When you talk about safety, see, make sure you don't leave out Tristan McCullum. So somebody is going to get a fair shake. Specialist 4, Avery Williams, Jake Elliott, Braden Mann, Charlie Huglet, probably a long snapper or something like that. So Williams is listed as a running back, but he'll replace Britton Covey in a return game. Avery Williams. So this is my initial thoughts on the list. Can you repeat with that list? Yeah. I think you absolutely can repeat with that list for a multitude of reasons. The first reason for me would be, it's pretty simple. The first reason for me, let me get off this joint. I don't know how to take this joint. The first reason for me would be that you got the same coaches. And I think that changes things. That makes things favorable for you when you had the same coaches. So it hasn't been a lot of turnover in the coaching department for the Philadelphia Eagles. You got your same coaches. You got your same core of responsible vets also in the building. When I'm talking about responsible vets, I'm talking about your Jalen Hurts. They still around. Your A.J. Browns, your Devontae Smiths. Those guys are still around, and those guys are still in the building. You got the foundation. The foundational pieces to repeat are still in the building. Y'all got to think, when teams win a championship, they always, and I mean they always, lose players. They'll always lose players when teams lose the championship. They always lose players, and they always have to replace players with guys that might make us uncomfortable because we want things to stay the exact same because we just won a championship. But at the end of the day, winning the championship and repeating comes with keeping your core nucleus together Comes with keeping a core together. Tom Brady and the Patriots repeated. The Chiefs repeated. Those were the last two examples we have of a repeat. And those guys kept the core nucleus of the team together, and they made a lot of things. You know what I mean? They keep the core, they keep the clear nucleus of the team together, and they made slight changes to guys that you could make changes to. You can't change your quarterback if you're trying to repeat. Duh. In some cases, you could change your running back, but not when the running back is Saquon Barkley. You can't change your offensive line. First of all, you can't lose any of your all-pros when you're trying to repeat. The Philadelphia Eagles successfully didn't let that happen. You can't lose the bulk of your coaches, but you can sometimes because coaches always move on and get good opportunities. Fangio could have applied to be a head coach somewhere if he wanted it, but I believe Fangio's passion is teaching defense, which is why he stayed around. We lost Kellen Moore. But was Kellen Moore so innovative that it's going to hurt us? No, give the ball to 26. If they stop 26, let Jalen throw the ball. You can't stop everything. You got to pick your poison against us. I think this is the easiest team to be an offensive coordinator of in the National Football League. That's the Philadelphia Eagles. By far the easiest team to be an offensive coordinator of is a team that has a strong running game. Who is that? That's the Philadelphia Eagles. You can repeat with this roster, man. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it, man. You can repeat with this roster. The schedule look a little weird, but they always try to stack the deck against us, man. They always try to stack the deck against us. Starting off strong is going to let me know that we're going to repeat because we're starting off the season 2-0. We starting off the season 2-0. No matter how it go, the Eagles going to be 2-0. Bars. No matter how it go, we 2-0. That's a fact. I'm not going to lie to y'all, bro. I'm not worried about the Dallas Cowboys, man. I ain't worried about them, bro. Let me know in the chat if I'm being naive. Because I'm going to show you why I'm not worried about the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all know I got bored and I went back and forth with Coffee Table Head on Twitter. Y'all let me know. Let me know if I'm being if I'm being well. Let me find the tweet. There you go. I got the tweet right here. Ludicrous. It's ludicrous, man. Ludicrous. Let me pull it up. I got the tweet right here, man. Going back and forth with a Nimrod. I went back and forth with a Nimrod, man. And let me go back, man. This is what he said. Y'all. I know y'all can't see it. Hold on, let me I want to put it on a Summer Jam screen. This is what he said, y'all. He said, this year going to be real different for Dak, man. I know it. Maybe not the postseason. Maybe not the postseason success, but as a team for sure. Maybe not the postseason success, but as a team for sure. This year going to be real different for Dak. Maybe not the postseason success, but as a team for sure. How is this year going to be different for Dak if the postseason is the same? The expectations are different over there. They just want to come out here and have fun. We want to come out here and win championships. I'm not worried about the Cowboys, man. I just don't know why. I don't know why I'm not worried about the Cowboys. I don't respect the Cowboys. I don't respect them. I don't respect their heart. I don't respect them. And why should I respect them? They lose. They lose all the time. I don't respect the Cowboys. I don't respect the quarterback in tough situations. I don't respect the defense in tough situations. I don't respect the temperament of that team. I don't respect none of the stars on that team when it's time to strap up your boots and get muddy. They don't got them type of players on their roster. It's nothing personal. It's no disrespect. It's no disrespect. When have you seen the Dallas Cowboys face and overcome adversity? Week 1, September 4th, a banner dropping in Philadelphia, that's adversity. That's adversity. When have you seen them overcome that kind of adversity? That's adversity. I don't respect them, bro. And it's not personal. They just don't got no heart. And I can see they don't have no heart. I can see they don't have no heart. You are on the internet vowing that this year is going to be different for Dak Prescott. Maybe not the postseason success, though. And then your justification for saying it is y'all got a first-year coach. When we just saw a first-year coach and a rookie quarterback go to an NFC championship game. We just saw the Commanders go to an NFC championship game with a first-year coach and a rookie quarterback. Why do y'all think that y'all deserve that grace? And your quarterback older than you? Dak Prescott is older than Terrence Parsons Jr. He older than him, bro. Imagine having a quarterback that's older than you. What? Imagine having a quarterback that's older than you. That don't even make sense if you're a content creator. What are you, 6? Your quarterback older than you, going into his 10th year, and you're preheating an excuse that he's not going to have postseason success because he got a new training staff. I just can't make sense of the mindset of a loser, bro. I can't make sense of the mindset of a fan that has been cheering for a losing franchise and not keeping it a bean. You see, it's easy as I could keep it a bean about the Philadelphia 76ers. I feel like Cowboys fans should be keeping it a bean about the Dallas Cowboys. They blame everybody except the players on the field, man. Except the players on the field, man. We should be glad and we should be extremely ecstatic that we are not like them. We are not like them. Ain't it ironic that every time somebody talk about our success is because we had a super team, but then when they make these lists, the best offensive lineman, the best this, the best that, we're not even on none of these lists. So how we got a super team? We only a super team when it's time to explain why we scraped your face across the concrete. We only a super team then. We only a super team when you can't explain why you can't beat us or why we win championships and you don't. We only a super team when I pull this hat out. We only a super team when I'm wearing hats like this. We are. You know what I'm saying? We're not a super team when y'all make y'all listen, when y'all make y'all rankings. We're not a super team when you got to talk about where AJ Brown is. CeeDee Lamb better than AJ Brown. Terry McLaurin is on A.J. Brown level. Justin Jefferson miles and miles ahead of A.J. Brown. All these guys is miles and miles ahead of our key players. I saw somebody go on the internet, a Chiefs fan, say Lane Johnson old. We got old players. We got players who are not top 5 at their position, but we're a super team. Everybody better than us, right? Everybody quarterback better than my quarterback. So why do y'all need what we need to win? What you going to say? Give Joe Burrow, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith? Well, he got Jamar Chase, and he got the other guy, Higgins. Like, what more do these people have to have so they could do what we do? I'm confused. Lamar Jackson crashing out, arguing with Eagles content creators. But the facts are the facts, though. You don't have postseason success, Lamar. That's true. That's true. Explain me this. How are you good enough to win MVP? How are you good enough to have a historical regular season, but not good enough to be a shell of that person in the postseason? I don't get it, bruh. I sincerely don't get it. How are you good enough to keep winning MVP, to keep being a finalist for MVP, all of this stuff, but you're not good enough to get to a Super Bowl? You're not good enough to put 3 strong games together, wild card, division, championship game. You're not good enough to put 3 strong games together to get to the Super Bowl, but you're good enough to put 15 together to go win an MVP, though. Come on, bro. It's called THS, Tiny Heart Syndrome. Tiny heart syndrome. A lot of people suffer from tiny heart syndrome. Because when it's time to win, when it's time to do what you was paid to do, you can't get the job done. How is that us? How? How don't that happen to us? They mad, man. They flipping tables about Jalen Hurts being top 5 because they can't say they was wrong. How? How? And you want me to go debate somebody who gonna make excuses for losing, man? I don't do nothing but win, bro. I did a whole lot of winning this week. Everything I do is a win. So why do I want to have a conversation with a loser who gonna make excuses for their losses? I did a whole lot of winning this week. I went to the booth and won. You just heard the track. Everything we drop is a win. This stream is a win. My performance at my day job is a win. Everything equates to a win. But you want to have a conversation about a loss and making excuses for it. Loser mindsets are rampant throughout a lot of these fan bases. I'll tell you that. We are happy and we are ecstatic that we don't have to deal with that. If we don't win a Super Bowl next year, they gonna laugh at us, y'all. You wanna know why? Because in their mind, we'll be back down there with them. A Dallas Cowboys content creator said Jalen Hurts has a fake Super Bowl ring or a fake Super Bowl MVP. What? This what the game has come to? That wasn't a real win. That wasn't a real Super Bowl win. Well, what is a real Super Bowl win? What's a real Super Bowl win? That's what the game has come to. You can't even man up and accept what you saw and say, damn, he won the bowl. He got a ring. The parade wasn't fake. They can't even bring themselves to terms with reality, bro. They hate the fact that we won the Super Bowl so much that now they say stuff like this. They do. I don't have to make a video and talk about, is this going to be the year for us? I mean, I don't have to do those things, man. Ain't y'all happy? The sticker's still on this one. I got 16 of these. Man. I don't have to make excuses. I wore an Eagles button up to work every day this week. Every day a different Eagles button up. Every day I went to the booth and recorded an Eagles button up. Every day this week. Come on, because I'm not a loser. I'm proud when I wear the logo. They don't get it, man. It's stats over common sense over there, man. I'm glad that they will be the ones sacrificed week 1 because I want to blow the Dallas Cowboys out week 1 and I want them to suffer. And I want them to understand that they was never that good. George Pickens don't make you good enough. Nothing don't make you good enough to beat us, man. Not right now, bro. The Philadelphia Eagles are built to repeat. The offensive line is stacked. Your quarterback is a threat to run. You got the best running back in the National Football League. You got the best wide receiver duo in the National Football League. You got the best offensive line and offensive line coach in the National Football League. And I'm going to say it right now. You got the best head coach in the National Football League. I'll look you in your eyes and say it. Nick Sirianni, the best head coach in the National Football League. I don't care. Bro, the league hate us so much, right? I saw a head coach ranking, right? Andy Reid was number 1. Of course, they're going to give Andy Reid virtual neck. I respect Andy Reid being number 1. Then they going with McVay, Dan Campbell. They go with everybody else before they get to Nick Sirianni. Why is that? Why do everybody else get more respect than Nick Sirianni as a head coach? I'm going to bat for Nick. Because I wanted Nick fired last offseason. You know what he did? Came out and won a Super Bowl. I wanted Nick gone last season. Nick Sirianni, the greatest head coach in Eagles history. The greatest head coach in Eagles history. The greatest head coach in Eagles history, man. It's as simple as that. What other head coach been in 2 Super Bowls as an Eagles head coach? He ain't never coached nowhere else. What other Eagles head coach took the same quarterback to 2 Super Bowls? Nobody. That's Nick. Nick at night. Nicholas. And Nick Sirianni, more and more, we thought he was crazy for talking about this thing is like a flower. His opening presser, we hated it. Now he's evolved to telling people success is like perfume. Sniff it and keep it moving. But don't drink it because it's poisonous. That's a bar. That's a bar. He's turned into a winning philosopher. Aristotle Sirianni. That's a bar. That's a bar. He went from making no sense to making too much sense, to getting 2 contract extensions to making a whole lot of sense. Cool. Keep us off your list. Keep us off all the top lists, all of that. But once you keep us off of all of these top lists, make sure you stop calling us a super team while you at it. Make sure you stop calling us a super team while you at it. Make sure you stop calling us a super team while you at it. We don't care about the excuses, bro. Get your boots on and come see us. Y'all had a super team. If Dak had this, that, and the third, so y'all scared because we bigger than y'all? That's all I hear when they say that, bro. Look what y'all had. Look at the team y'all had. That's like getting beat up by the neighborhood bully because he bigger than you, he in a higher grade than you. He just too big. I can't fight him back. That was coward talk, man. Men say we got smashed. They was better than us. We don't make excuses for what they have and what we don't have because it's a bunch of men playing the same game. Y'all don't have men who are dominant. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. Ask a Cowboys fan who the best wide receiver in the division. They'll tell you CeeDee Lamb. Ask a Cowboys fan who the best quarterback in the division. They'll tell you Dak Prescott. They'll tell you Dak Prescott in a heartbeat, bro. They will tell you these things, bro. So why should we feel sorry? Y'all got the better quarterback in your mind, but he's the most least accomplished in the division. The most least accomplished guy in the division. The only one who's not been past the second round. Jaden Daniels already is more accomplished than him. We know Russell Wilson won a bowl, been to 2, like Jalen. Won 1, been to 2. I'm just saying, man, make it make sense because a lot of things don't make sense with the crying and complaining and all of that stuff. It don't. I want the Philadelphia Eagles to smash the Dallas Cowboys week 1. I do. We got more content coming this week, man. I'm going to leave y'all with one more spin of Graffiti on Gold. I want y'all to listen real close to the bars, man. D'Angelo Xavier going first. The God Fahim going second. Lord Brunson going third. July 1st, all streaming platforms. Tap all the way in, man. Produced by Milani. It's one of them ones, man. Lunchtime with the Bullies.
Turn me up a little bit. You can choose to be sober, put your life in a bottle. Just a gamble. If you lose, then your life in a pile. You can fail if you weak, not a 7-day trial. A bunch of booze for the week, it's not Cinco de Mayo. Sending files, not the social for the link in the bio. Handle business, never taught like a stand in a trial. If you question about loyalty, I'm pressing them all. I can't stand the oil leak, cause the engine a stall. I push the button, spin the top like a medicine bottle. Keep it tight, my circle small, so it's easy to swallow. My jersey tailor-made, they don't get a run, they me just meditate. I'm Hall of Fame worthy, commercial shooting like it's Gatorade. I'm trying to find a message in the bottle, trying to calculate my steps on the dribble so I don't travel. On red carpet walking, I'm ready for Met Galas. Not a fork in the road that I need. When I travel, I'm good. That's the mind of a soldier, a loner. They don't wanna try me when I'm focused. The metal start detecting whenever I'm getting closer. The franchise needed a future and I've been chosen right. The quiet type, not the one you wanna fight. A bunch of muscle under the flesh, this a murder site. Milani keeps sending me beats to feed my appetite. I'm working hard, benching the press to lose the sale like nigga. A bunch of bulls like it's Cinco de Mayo. A bunch of bulls like fuck nigga.
Rather unique, you should rather retreat. Moving discreet, staying close to the heat. My ear to the streets. I'm keeping receipts, got proof of purchase. A rhyme merchant, close the curtains for certain the conditions worsen. I play the game like it's all at stake. Set the record straight, won't hesitate. You a featherweight, lemon meringue, cheesecake, and Louis V. I'm doing me, and you should be doing you. Put together 2 and 2, I'll ruin you. Bullets make you catch fire like Cali's Death Valley. Burn you like visceral fat, that's how I rap. Better learn to adapt.
Yeah, you could tell if she got it dad when you look in the bio. We in control, the staircase the only thing that's spiral. Nigga, I'm up, how the fuck you think you my rival? Don't fuck around and get some shots like Cinco de Mayo. Head taps turning fades to Pico de Gallo. Drug dealers wrapping lambs like fries in a gyro. Nigga, I'm what they thought they was. A metal foot could be your outlet. Let's shock the plug. 3 for 10, tall, chubby nigga. No forgetting it in. Broken wash machine, stuck in the cycle. That's how we spin. Many men tried to make amends, but for that final cleanse, this wagyu tastes different when you eating with fake friends. A fake nigga in a new car, fake Benz. My pop had Adidas sweatsuits, cracking his top 10s. Trained to shoot the white out your eyes, right through the op lens. You ever write with so much conviction that shit could pop pins? My new watch, amphibious, band made of croc skin. My young nigga insidious, he'll do you hideous. You felt as an OG, bragging about who the litty is. Before I turn to you niggas, I hang it up and dig a ditch or run in the bank with a note that reads riddle me. This my man with the CSPO. He took his nephew piss, that shit still came back dirty. I'm like, the fuck is this? Explain me this. How a nigga bitch become your bucket list? Same fingers you used to point for gang, them the ones you twist. Round here if them niggas want your watch, we gon' take